I saw the sign, and yeah, it did open up my eyes. I mean, it was a stop sign, so I just stopped at it, basically. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. We're in the latest GAC season, 5v5. Thank goodness we're back, though datacrons make it so crazy. This is a really crazy match, guys. And actually, I'm able to record it the same day I actually did the fighting, so hopefully it's a little bit fresh for me. There's a... Whew. This was a rough one, guys. It's a rough one, but I think it's very worth watching. You'll see. You'll see. So, here's the situation. Facing Koloch from Maw. I'm guessing he's in Maw 2. Because he doesn't have like 11 million plus GP at this point. So I'm at rank 191. My last 3v3 week, I just threw away. I mean, I tried. I did actually try a little bit, but I was on vacation and I lost all three. So, I recorded most of it and it's all on my phone. And I might put up some kind of a hits thing for like the start of the next season. But for the most part, I mean, it's just too much, guys. Too much. I don't want to do videos on matches that I don't hardly remember because of margaritas. So here's the thing. We're not that imbalanced, guys. I think he has a little bit advantage on modding. If you look at it, I'd say he has an advantage. It's not that much though. Relics, yeah, he has an advantage. Not that much though. I mean, this is like we're even, but he's got an advantage. I think the datacrons as well. I mean, he has way more levels, but we have about the same level 9s. Here's my defenses, folks. And if you want to pause it, you can look at it. You got to keep more GLs on offense these days. So I have 3 on defense. This guy plays as a really tough defense. One thing I will point out is that Qui-Gon team, and it's pretty silly. It's kind of fun. You make them kind of fast, and I mean, it's ruinous. The level of how much you have to put a lot of good mods on them. Be very, very specific about how you mod them, and then you have to put General Kenobi and Snips on the team, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. So it was a pretty heavy investment team. I wanted to see how it would do though, because Qui-Gon, everyone just kind of derides. They're like, oh yeah, Bad Batch beat it. But what happens if Bad Batch isn't fast enough to beat it? Like, what if they can't go first? What happens then? So, anyways, you can look at the rest of this stuff. I mean, we have the Relic 9 ADRAD, all this stuff. Lots of fun teams. My opponent traditionally places a very tough defense, and this was no exception. So he's got Starkiller, Rey, Malgus, and Lord Vader. Just, the full bastard Lord Vader. It's rough, guys. And then up top we have Iden with 4 other attacking troopers, which is very interesting. You guys will have to check that one out. That one gets dicey. And then we have a Jedi Master Kenobi, the Shaak with Bad Batch with of course really fast, amazing datacron, and then like a leftover bounty hunter squad, which is all really fast because they have the 25% meter cron. It's pretty intense. So before we jump into the actual fighting, guys, just want to remind you, if you want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do is like, subscribe, comment. Help me mount the algorithm. Help me help you. We're all mounting it together, guys. My channel just happens to be the focal point at which said mounting occurs. So, I didn't just call you a bunch of curs, I just said occurs. I'm not calling you suckers. No, I would never do that. I actually wouldn't. In reality, I would not. So let's get to the fighting, shall we, folks? This is, man. Just prepare yourselves. All right, we're Whoa, we're in the recap. Madness. So, she's got a turn meter, she's got an ultimate, a fast ultimate cron. And I'm like, alright, we don't have that many. Rey was the one team I was like, I don't really have that, I'm not that prepared for. Because we put Jedi Master Kenobi down because half of his team was just on defense anyways on that Ki-Adi-Mundi squad. So I was like, or on that Qui-Gon team. So I was like, let's just go here, guys. Let's knock this out. So the idea here is, of course, you want to put all of the, get Shaak on everyone. But before you do that, because they have a bunch of tenacity on their cron as well, I put tenacity down on up first. Put it down up first, dear Lord. But we use the Star Killer because I don't really have another team that can do this. All right, so we used Star Killer's Omicron that that lets you do things, man. We were super close. One more hit, and she would have hit damage immunity. But, all right, we gotta hit her, whatever it's called, down. The inspired. I want to get that. You want to get that down because only when she's inspired does she gain mastery. So you want to get rid of that as fast as you can. She gains mastery when you gain bonus turn meter. And so, yeah. Just waiting for her to get rid of her ult. And then this is kind of frustrating, but we need to make sure that she is in damage immunity now. Okay, she's in damage immunity. Now, I guess we could just hack Poe down. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. I guess we can get everyone else to damage immunity too. The problem being she has her ult and she's ready. She's like, she's not even gonna do a whirlwind. She's just gonna do her ult. And so now I debated for a while. I'm like, what should I do? Should I use my I should stun here is what I should do. I got kind of fixated on just hitting Rey. Because now look, so Finn does his big hit. And look at that. Rey just lays waste to everyone. Because I was a little bit lazy there, guys. I should have been controlling Finn better. I could have controlled Finn better. So, alright, let's make the best of it. Can we take out any of these guys? Maybe. Maybe we can take one of them out at least. Okay, so we took out Jedi Training Rey. Great. And now, maybe we can take Holdo out? No, she got the ult in. Damn it all. That still makes me mad. Alright, guys. I was not expecting this. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Okay, so we're facing this Lord Vader team. And, okay, I think this is lazy of me as well. In fact, I don't want to admit this, but, alright, so we've got the cool Bando Omicron, which means he'll always be able to go into damage immunity. The problem being, I did not account for a 340-something speed Thrawn. I just didn't do the math. That's lazy. Thrawn goes and just fractures Bando because I don't have a pre-taunt. And, the whole thing is you can beat this team pretty well as long as you can get that pre-taunt, or you can get that stuff. But the second he's fractured, it's over. He just sits there and watch. He just mauls here, take this. And then he's like, here, Fennec, catch this. And my whole listless bounty hunter team just sat there and watched while they perpetrated these vile actions upon them. It was gross, but I was like, all right. So looking at it, let's regroup for a minute. We gotta, we're not gonna just give up. We'll give up if it makes sense. But now the question is, all right, who do we shoot? The Relic 9 Maul, really well modded. Really well molded, and I managed to get the contract. I think it would have been wiser. It would have worked a lot better if I just hadn't taken Mando. If I'd just taken Zam or something like that. And I was like, man, maybe we can get another kill. Maybe we could take someone else out on this team. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty neat. Can we just take out someone? I don't know, is Vader on the table? Is Darth Vader? Can we take that dude out? Be kind of cool if we could get a big AoE going. Well, not an AoE, just a disintegrate. Like one more shot from Mando. Like he's ready. He had his cooldowns reduced. He was ready. But the ult just derailed us, and now we died. So I was hoping Fennec could kick more people in the nuts, but instead she kind of got kicked there herself. Alright, so I took Basti lead because I could be faster than their like 430 something speed Darth Revan. You know, after all the bonuses and stuff from Malgus. And you know, we're all still trying to figure this out. There's only Relic 7 on Malgus, so I was like, man, I think we can do this. I put the Jedi Knight Luke Datacron on. You know, Malgus has his always restart or always reset his cooldowns, Kron. And I was like, okay, so we can surely just kill Basti easy enough. Like, there shouldn't be an issue. We should just be able to take her out. But, you know, so you mark her, and you just think you're good to go. Basti gives everyone, what, 20-something? She gives, what, maybe it's just like 15% bonus turn meter, but then you get another 25 from the Omicron, or for the Datacron, and, you know, should be good to go. And you know, I've seen this work, but I've not. You can't watch it in action with Omicrons in place, and that's the thing that I'm struggling here, guys. So here's the thing: this team is minus 80% crit chance. So you can't crit unless you have like advantage or you have some other thing, and yeah, you just can't. Like he makes them so thick, and that's a GAC specific trait, you know, from the leadership, and so everyone's just dying. It's horrific, guys. I mean, this team worked just fine in Territory Wars. I used it in Territory Wars, and it just died really bad. So, all right, I had to exit out. And all right, so let's move on. Let's move on to our next chain of failure attack. We've got to use our General Grievous squad here, but I don't have BB-8 because BB-8's on defense. BB-8's with Sortie right now. So, gosh, I was pretty sure as long as we can get the first move, like as long as B2 gets triggered with Shaak right away, or you know, gets triggered right after Mara Jade takes her first AoE turn, and then he can get rid of his tenacity down, then he should just be fine. He should just be able to resist everything else. And then he just didn't. He didn't resist the stun. He didn't resist anything. He didn't even resist death. It was very embarrassing, guys. Like, he just died so bad. And one thing I'm realizing too is, like, well, I mean, so I've beat General Kenobi teams before, and normally I really like to have BB-8 here, honestly, like, but Nute can usually fill in. The thing I'm realizing, though, is even though Grievous's gear is Relic 8, the whole rest of the team, I guess Nute is Relic, what is he? He's Relic 7 or something. I guess B1 is Relic 7. I could really use an upgrade to this team, though, for trying to take out really high-end, awesome squads. That might be actually pretty good. So, trying to figure out, is there any way I can kill one character? Because I can't win this. You know, like, they got the drop on me. They were able to apply debuffs to my B2. It's rough, guys. So, I was hoping I could kill one of them so I could just break the chain on them, and it just doesn't work. So, all right, so that's literally 4 fails in a row. The first 4 teams in that zone I failed against. I don't know if that's ever happened to me. So we've got the live segment now. We're going to use Mon Mothma with her level 9 Datacron to try to clean this Rey team up. So hope you enjoy it. I hope I enjoy it. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, let's hope she doesn't whirlwind someone we care about, all right? Like, looking at you, Kara, to eat a whirlwind, please, if that's necessary. Oh, come on, she healed. Oh, man. That's pretty lame. Okay. How do we want to start this, guys? Here, okay, let's hit Finn, I suppose. Alright, so we're gonna get a bunch of bonus turn meter here. Okay, so there's the whirlwind. Okay, there goes Kara, like I said I was hoping for. Okay, so now we should get a lot of bonus turns at least. We should be able to take out Finn. There we go. Okay, so let's get Holdo into damage immunity here as soon as we can. Okay, now let's hit her a bit. There we go. Try to get her into damage immunity as quick as we can. Let's throw this just to get... There we go. Okay. So... Alright. And now we just have to wait. Now we play the waiting game. Maybe we can try to stun Holdo, huh? No? We're just doing basics here. Okay. So now we really want to get rid of the stuff with the... Oh no, hit her, please. I wanted to hit Rey. Okay, so she might just wipe us out here. That's very possible, folks. I don't love that possibility, but it is a possibility. And especially with Cara Dune here, or gone, that's, you know, we can't overlook that, really. Or we shouldn't, maybe. I should have saved that, actually. Oh well. Alright, we didn't die. Amazing. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Okay, basic to get ability block on her, potentially. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on. There we go. New Mania with 100 bits, thank you. Alright, we got a kill. We killed something, guys. We did it. Alright, we are back. So we finally got a... After that many fights, guys, I finally won one. Jeez. So the question is, should I have been on tilt at this point? Would you have been on tilt? I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are in the comments about that. I mean, it's very demoralizing when you're like, man, I think we've got some cool counters to these squads, and none of them work. Not even one single one. So it's not time to give up, though. If you know me, if you've watched any of my channel, you know I'm not one to just give up and give in. Let's just, you know, we failed. So the Mon Mothma team, that was a cool finish for that. Now the question is, can we take out this Starkiller team? We still have a lot of teams left. We've got a lot of game. Let's keep playing. So we got to break the chain here with this Commander Luke team, which means, like, for those of you who are uninitiated to the way Starkiller works, you have to have all 5 members of the team meet his specific standards in order to actually, you know, like work. In order for him to actually get all these cool bonuses from his unique, it all needs to work. And so I'm trying to figure out how can we kill Visas, but everyone's shocked. Everyone is shocked and dazed and stunned and tenacity downed, staggered. It's this whole mess, you know, offense down. And so like if we call Luke, he's got his cron. That means every time someone on his team takes a turn, then if he's in the stance that he's currently in, then he gets to take an assist. He gets to assist. So you know, it goes a lot of turns, but so it goes a couple times, but he had offense down, and he was also, because he's debuffed, Starkiller also reduces CLS's damage by half. Anyone who is debuffed gets that reduced. So now I'm like, okay, please just don't give Visas a turn. Kill me before Visas takes a turn and revives. All right, we just need a break. We need a break from that zone, guys. Just not going well. So let's take Wampa, and the idea here is, I'm like, okay, I know that she's just gonna try to focus Wampa down. Like that's the whole thing. You You don't put any tanks in here so that you can focus them down, and then it kind of draws in the Wampa. So this is, I wanted to try this. I knew that this was kind of targeted toward, trying to take Wampa out, but they're all relic 5, except for Iden, who's 8, because she does a ton of damage. And the question is like, well, can Wampa survive? Can Wampa survive? So my Wampa has, I recently did put more health on him. He's at about 85k health before any of his bonuses. So the idea, I mean, you guys have seen, like, it gets pretty close. It gets pretty dicey. Like, he almost died a couple times. I don't know if those times have occurred yet or not, but it's a whole mess, guys. I mean, what kind of a world do we live in where Wampa, who has enough tenacity to not get stunned by Iden, what world can, it's just kind of sad. Kind of sad to live in a world where Wampa can't take out an Iden team. And yet, that's exactly what happened. Look at that. We got someone to follow us on Twitch. That was fancy. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just all over but the crying. But this is a rough one, guys. It really was. I was like, I can't believe how close they came to taking me out. Especially because I was getting my counters. As long as you can get counters with Wampa, you can get a bunch of turn meter, and you can actually keep moving. Keep healing yourself through your Wamps. You're not getting debuffed. It's it works. It works nicely. So we finally got a respectable score, and now I was like, all right, so we've got a few Galactic Legends left. Let's use Supreme Leader Kylo to take out Malgus, but I want to keep all of my best First Order characters because I want them for the Hux, First Order TIE Pilot Omicron team. So I was like, all right, let's take out Basti, I guess. But remember, it's reduced. We have a 80% reduced chance to be able to crit. And so one of the things I might have been able to do here, guys, is if I had put Watt with this team and put the shield tech on Kylo. The thing is, so he's shocked now, so he can't heal his health. He could heal his protection potentially, but he doesn't have any means to do that. And now he's ability blocked, and you have 2 characters that can ability block on basic, is Talon and Dark Basti. So I killed Talon. At least we smote that B. And we finally got our ult. I was like, okay, things might be looking up. Maybe we can be okay. And maybe I overreached here. I was trying to kill Darth Revan. I'm like, man, if we could just kill Darth Revan, things would look a lot better. And indeed, they would have, except instead I just got smote. So there goes a Galactic Legend for 1 banner. Alright, so let's try to clean this Starkiller team up. Remember, they don't have double health and protection the way they normally do, because they don't have the 5th member of the team, which is required to get all of those things. Like, the thing about Starkiller is, if you can manage to kill just 1 team member of theirs, which isn't always easy, but if you can, then it's easy to take down with, a team like this, where they can't gain bonus turn meter because of Hux. And yeah, so alright, we managed that. Gotta take out that Lord Vader team, but there's a Kenobi team up top, and I'm like, alright, here's the thing, guys. We need to get to ships. That is the #1 priority. We have to get to ships. So I have Jedi Master Luke as well available. I kept 4 GLs here, and we're just squandering them. They're all just dying in droves. If you're a GL on my roster, you better be afraid. It's time to be afraid. So we've got Sith Eternal here. I kept so one of the things that I had done is in this match is I had put Piet with Lord Vader so that I could keep, because troopers aren't as useful these days just because of all the turn meter bonus stuff that's going on with the light side and everything. And so gosh, there's a lot of things going on here. So I kept Thrawn so that he could help me get stacks of Beskar armor. And if you want to rewind this or whatever, feel free. But Armor and Watt are both able to combine to put 3 stacks of Beskar onto Sith Eternal and put that shield tech on The shield tech is important because Mace is on the team and he can ability block you, and you don't want that to happen. So, alright, we have the 6% ultimate on Palpatine, but the other thing that we have is we have a ton of armor and resistance on him. So he doesn't take much damage here. So watch how impervious he just becomes. Alright, so they smite Watt, and then even the Geos are tough for these guys to kill, which hasn't really been my experience in the past. So anyways, yeah, we've got a lot of speed going here just because I take my time. I'm trying to just be methodical. I'm waiting for the big AoE eventually. You know, I don't need to rush this. We still have 2 minutes. We're good to go. Waiting for that big AoE. Like I said, you know, the Geos are eventually gonna die. I realize that, but yeah, we can make this happen. So he keeps putting damage immunity on Padme. That's not something that I find very acceptable. So I prepare to smite her using Link, utilizing the power of Link. I mean, so they're hitting below protection and everything, and it doesn't do any damage. It's so satisfying, guys. I mean, drop 12 banners, that's not satisfying, but gosh, this new Datacron set with all the armor is awesome. So, all right, here's the problem. Here's a problem, guys. With Queel and the turn meter tech, that whole team with like Queel and Nest and under Jango lead because he's plus 30 speed on them. He is, it makes Nest like 500 speed, even though she's like 220 base speed. So she got the days, but after a while I was like, okay, I think if we take Bad Batch here, just raw Bad Batch, we don't need Shaak or anything. If we take Bad Batch, then what's gonna happen, and this is like, I didn't want a few different things to happen here. Let me pause the actual gameplay for 1 second because this is important. Now, I didn't want for a couple things to happen. Number one, I did not want ability block from Boba to hit me. I needed to be able to use my abilities. Number two, I needed to not get burned by Jango because under his lead, that stops any turn meter gain. And I needed turn meter gain. I was okay with being dazed because Nest would be able to Nest could daze me, but then as long as my tech was fast enough, which he was, I was looking at all the stats and everything, so tech was fast enough. Tech is able to, after Echo puts all the after he puts all the debuffs on, then he's able, Tech's able to dispel all the debuffs, like all the, you know, daze doesn't matter as long as you can dispel it right away. You know, now that we have the momentum, it's pretty easy. This isn't a tough match unless you're super outsped, which we were. And now I think we're super fast forwarding this portion at some point at least. Trying to take Nest out. You know, keep that healing immunity on her so that when she does make a move, it doesn't actually heal her anyways. We don't want her to hit back though, so keep her dazed, keep her all the different debuffs, guys. But then otherwise we just use basics from everyone except for I think Hunter. Hunter just wants to move turn meter as much as he can to the clone who has lowest turn meter so that Hunter doesn't take many turns. And you know, we're just waiting because over time, like as long as we just do basics, we're not gaining a ton of turn meter. We're not reducing her turn meter except for with Hunter and his basics. So as long as we just take our sweet time, eventually she'll die and we'll get a 65. Look at that. How fancy are we getting 65s? Pretty nice. Looking pretty nice. Okay, so Iden against this Shaak. I mean, these guys are so fast, but we have 100% turn meter on Iden, so that means we're gonna go first, regardless. And I was like, these guys assist a lot. I think maybe we can just go in and nuke Echo right away, and that Echo just didn't die at all. Like, unfortunately, them's just the breaks. Now, Iden with her Omicron and everything just does really nicely against the Shaak T squad. Like, notice how I'm like healing every time I hit one of them. They hit me back with their retribution and it heals me. health and protection. So, all right, we got Shaak down. Now we have Death Mark. We can just, all right, Echo's just gone. And now we're just good to go. I mean, the thing you also have to realize, guys, is I don't have many teams left. Not many at all. And this Shaak with Bad Batch it's surprisingly effective. Just because they're so stinking fast with that Datacron, with the plus 25% turn meter Datacron. It's crazy. And I had wanted to use Commander Luke here, because I think Commander Luke team with the Datacron just wipes this team out pretty good. Like, I think they would have exterminated that Echo right away. But, you know, we're not here to talk about Iden's several shortcomings. Are we, Iden? Maybe we are. But... alright, beside the weak-willed snowtrooper, we're good to go. We got the kill, so thank goodness we're back to fleets. You know, not back to fleets, but we have fleets available, and... whew. Okay, put Executor down. He put something else down. Negotiator, and... alright, I wanted to try Nightsisters. Here's the thing, guys. You should pour one out for me here. I'm gonna just whine for a minute, but... I've been really excited about Nightsisters. I had a moment of weakness where I spent a bunch of money to get I wanted the Talzin Datacron a lot. So I got it, and then I was like, oh, in my sense of I just wasn't making a lot of sense mentally at that point in my life, you know, potentially because of several factors, but so, some of which may be margaritas or something. But here's the thing, guys. I was like, okay, I got Talzin's Datacron. Oh, she's not Relic 7, so I spent money to get her Relic 7. And then I was like, you know what? Let's spend some money and get Omicron mats so that I can put one on Asajj. So I did all that, got everyone to Relic 5, and then they just died like this. So embarrassing. Very, very sad. So, like I said, pour one out for me. You should just, everyone feel sorry for Xaereth. Aw. Anyways, we can either take out Malgus or we can take out Lord Vader. And so the idea here is Lord Vader is gonna just gonna be easier because you get unlimited turns with Ayla, basically. Like, as long as she stuns, you get another turn with her. As long as someone stuns. And a stun, all you have to do to stun, because we're using the stun cron. I actually thought it was a fairly cool idea, guys. With my Bad Batch, I used my Jedi Master Luke cron, because I needed a plus 25% turn meter cron, and I didn't have one. Didn't have one, and I needed that so that we could go before that Boba and Jango combo, because there's a dark side, etc. So I was like, okay, but that way, with Jedi Master Luke, we can just use the Ayla cron instead and be able to take out probably Lord Vader, because Ayla cron requires stunning, and I don't think you can stun any of the Malgus squad. So, alright, I mean, and once we kill the ads here, then of course we can't stun Lord Vader, so he just gets a normal amount of turns. Unfortunately for all involved, but I mean, I think we've got him on the ropes, guys. We got him. All right. Well, thank goodness. Got one more kill, and we're just not killing that Malgus team. Just not gonna do it. So let's go jump into ships. I was pretty sure I just lost because we can't. My opponent can surely clear my two front zones, and then of course ships should be able to take out ships. Now, this comp with the IG 2000. If we hadn't been able to kill IG 2000 there, we would have been sunk. We couldn't have cleared this team. But we just barely managed to do it. And now, we just have to deal with the rest of the ads. Poor old Biggs, man. It's like he's in the Death Star. All over again. The Death Star all over again. Alright, take a Xanadu Blood. Let's go back to start shooting Razor Crest. So one thing to keep in mind, guys, is the presence of breach. Like, you always want to be paying attention to how much breach is on your team. You need to cleanse that at certain points. It's a very important aspect to being able to target other teams or other ships other than Houndstooth, because Houndstooth is, going to taunt as long as there's a breach on someone. So just keep that move in mind, folks. You need K2's ability. I think that's the one that dispels people. It either cleanses an ally, or it dispels your opponent. I think it's the dispel though. But you need K2, and that on the Cassian ship you need K2 to be what? All right, we got a 69. Good enough. Good enough. But we need K2 to be able to do one of those things. Level 9 on Cassian ship. All right, so we're doing the Negotiator mirror match, and he has a Relic 9 Negotiator. So that means if we take TIE Fighter Pilot here, we can kind of hack the speed and be able to get our Negotiator to go first, because TIE Fighter Pilot goes first. He puts up his Foresight, and then they do an AoE with Anakin or someone. Like, someone tries to hit, and it backfires because I have Foresight, so they miss, and immediately my Negotiator gets to go first and do this AoE and daze everyone. So now after that, I mean, you just kind of have to react depending on what ships they have available. So, yeah, let's just keep going here. Just keep going. We got a 2 for there. Didn't even realize it, but feels good. I got 71, and I mean, here's the thing, guys. I feel like, okay, I wanted to just try Finalizer here. I didn't really think that it was the better option. Like, we could use Malevolence for pretty decent banners as well here. But anyways, the whole thing is, guys, so Malgus means we're probably not going to win this match. That's just how it goes a lot of times. But, we got to learn from it, and I think there's a lot of value to, in the face of adversity, maybe just continuing on, just to practice, just to see if we can, do, I don't know, do better. That's not quite it, but like, it's an important skill to have, folks. If there's something that's tough, and you just shrink away from it, and you're like, oh man, I don't like losing. I don't like losing. I'm just gonna sit there on my hands. Then, how often are you reward? Like, how are you reward? Like, how do you think that's going to get you anywhere in life? I guess at the end of the day, like, oh, I'm just gonna shrink away from it. Like, just practice it, guys. It's an important thing. Sometimes you are rewarded. In fact, maybe not this time. I don't know. Let's actually get to the final segment here, guys. Show you guys the results. If I can finally, there we are. Opponent attacked pretty soon after, which is why I'm able to report this particular results like the day of, even before GAC ended. Okay, so my opponent attacked, and he failed one on Malgus, which I think is the first time Malgus has gotten a hold for me. Like, 3v3 just wasn't kind to my Malgus. But then, I mean, people use GLs on him all the time in 3s, but then my Qui-Gon team with all the Jedi got 3 holds. It took 4 to get through that team, which makes me super happy. Because I struggled so much on his zone. I still failed way more than he did, but it was still nice to feel like I made a little impact. When I got to the bag zone, the thing that happened, the thing I thought would happen, happened. He couldn't kill my GLs, and he even struggled against Raddus a little bit. Like, if you don't have Bad Batch against Raddus, what do you take? Like, you could maybe take Wampa or something. I don't know. He already failed a bunch in the front zone, though, so who knows? Maybe he'd already used Wampa. Maybe he used Wampa on the top against my sortie. I don't really know. But one way or another, couldn't get through my GLs. So all that needed to happen was that he fail against my either my top zone or my back zone and not be able to clear 2 zones. And somehow, so we got through that front zone, that other zone. He didn't fail at all, but somehow something went wrong. I don't know what. Something. And he failed every single fleet attack. Now, at the point where he needed to clear, like he needed to get 1 full banner, like 70-ish, and then something, he needed to 2-shot 1 fleet. And he didn't get any of that at all. Which means our final results, guys, is a fairly strong win for me somehow. Somehow that happened. I mean, he got bad RNG, right? I mean, he's a good player. He's from a good guild. He does struggle on fleets. I was looking at his GG history. He doesn't have... Sometimes he clears the fleets really well, and sometimes it's a work in progress, I'm sure. So, I mean, I get the win. I feel a little bit bad, but I mean, he doesn't have any other ships. He can't clear that. The 2 GLs, even if he cleared 1 of them, he has to clear both of them if he wants to beat me. So I'm fine with posting this. So guys, Malgus isn't something you can just wing. You can't just zerg him down with his pre-taunt and Malik there and Basti doing all her stuff and Darth Revan like that. That team is crazy good. You need something good, and you can't even just throw a bad galactic legend at it. You just that's not how it works. You just lose. You lose and it sucks. So something to plan for. Second one, I can't believe I won. I just want to tell you this. My opponent watches this channel, he said, and I just want to say I'm not gonna apologize. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry that happened to you. That sucks. I think you probably earned the win, and I just got lucky. So, I mean, I'm gonna take the win. I just like I encourage people to take the win from me. Don't have pity, but man, anytime you do that poorly in ships, I feel for you. I do. So, good match to my opponent, and I mean maybe next time you earned the win, and then you didn't. I mean, if we're just being totally honest, I mean, you also didn't. You didn't execute the way you needed to, which is what happens to me. I say no excuses when I lose, and I'll say no excuses when I win this time either. So, good match to my opponent, though. That I got lucky. I'll acknowledge that. I'm not gonna acknowledge that my opponent won, or should have won, though. Anyways, guys, this is why you want to place good defense and stay disciplined, because if you want to give yourself an out, that's important. You want to be able to say, all right, look, I didn't do well, and I didn't plan for Malgus appropriately. It just, nothing worked against him, and that's on me. I didn't have a good plan. At the same time, that didn't work out, but that's only half the battle. The other half is your opponent doing well against you, and I placed a really strong defense. Even though I only had 3 GLs, I had a bunch of really strong teams, and I caused him to fail a lot, and he couldn't do much because he had all of his GLs on defense as well. And you stay disciplined and attack with teams that you think are going to win, and sometimes it pans out, just like this. So, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Should I have gotten tilted? I don't think I actually was tilted at any point in this match. And I'll answer it for you. I mean, I understand it if you get tilted. I think that's another thing you need to practice, is in the face of adversity, are you going to be affected? Yes. Are you going to let it take away your discipline? Are you going to let it just make you sloppy? Ask yourself that and practice it, guys. It's an important character trait. I'm going to let you go. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Sometimes he's even disciplined.